Hello again, and welcome back to another edition of the Wiccan Conservative. Today we are going to be talking about going to the moon. Apparently, NASA says we need to be the first ones on the moon. Again. So, what does this really all stem from? Apparently, it comes back to China, who oddly we're concerned with in this area. I don't want China to get to the South Pole first with humans and then say, this is ours, stay out. NASA boss Bill Nelson says America is in a space race with China and wants its astronauts back on the moon before anyone else to make sure foreign states don't take control of water and other resources on Earth's natural satellite. On Tuesday, in a news briefing updating journos on the progress of the Artemis II mission, the U.S. Space Agency's administrator outlined plans to establish a long-term lunar base in the for all mankind spirit of the Apollo missions half a century ago, from which astronauts can explore the solar system further out to Mars and beyond. So this is leading to exactly what we all joked about Elon Musk doing, and that was establishing a space colony on Mars. Now, that's absolutely insane, right? This guy is the ultimate humanitarian. He is really panicking over China or potentially Russia getting there first and keeping the Americans out. The Artemis II mission would see NASA fly a manned craft around the moon for the first time in 5 decades. Currently, it is scheduled for launch in November 2024. If you're scratching your head and thinking to yourself, where is this all coming from all of a sudden? I revert you back to the alien debriefing from Congress. But let's continue on. Unlike the Apollo missions, which all landed on the side of the moon facing the Earth, the Artemis missions will eventually culminate in a landing at the moon's south pole where ice can be found. That ice, they assume, can supply water to NASA's planned lunar base. Yes, they are actually talking about taking astronauts to the moon and leaving them there. The South Pole is comprised of deep craters where little to no sun can reach, making those areas effectively useless for manned bases and enhancing the value of the territory that does receive the sunshine, which brings us to the reasoning behind wanting to get there first. Of course, real estate, location, location. We're all well aware that the relationship between the United States and Russia is kind of strained over the latter's invasion of Ukraine. And Nelson said that NASA maintains a good working relationship with Russia despite this fact. The two agencies continue to cooperate aboard the International Space Station, and Nelson added that he believes China's planned missions to the moon are well ahead of any possible Russian missions, but he notes that neither Russia nor China are among the 28 countries that have already signed the non-binding Artemis Accords, which call for peaceful cooperation and promises of aid between signatories, which basically means that everybody's collaborating together to get to a common goal. Isn't that what globalism is all about? We haven't even accomplished that here on Earth, but we're going to take it to space. The Artemis II crew members from left to right, Jeremy Hansen, Victor Glover, Reed Wiseman, and Christina Koch, stand together at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida in front of an Orion crew module on Tuesday, August 8th. During the crew's tour, they came away highly impressed, but investigations into the capsule's heat shield, however, could delay this first lunar trip. Last year's test flight around the moon with no one aboard resulted in an unexpected charring and loss of material from the heat shield at the bottom of the capsule. The heat shield is meant to protect the capsule against the extreme heat of re-entry. The following mission of the Artemis program, a moon landing, faces even more hurdles and may slip from late 2025 into 2026. A contrary report from AFP says that NASA may even delay the crewed lunar landing beyond the Artemis 3 mission. Jim Free, the space agency's associate administrator for the Exploration Systems Development Mission Directorate, told reporters in a briefing that certain key elements would have to be in place, notably the landing system that is being developed by SpaceX. Should that not be ready on time, we may end up flying a different mission, he said. Under the Artemis program, NASA is planning a series of missions escalating complexity to return to the moon and build a sustained presence in order to develop and test technologies for an eventual journey to Mars. The first Artemis 1 flew an uncrewed spacecraft around the moon in 2022. Artemis 2, planned for November 2024, will do the same but with a crew on board. Artemis 3 will be the final step in the three-phase process. With that being said, UPI assures us Artemis moon program launch schedule intact for now. Let's go to the actual concern. Free has voiced concern before whether Elon Musk's SpaceX will be able to meet NASA's timeline. He briefly detailed a recent visit with SpaceX engineers to review their progress and launch schedules. My concern is the same because they haven't launched, Free said. The insight from the visit was tremendous. Most importantly, our teams had a chance to talk and go through the details. We were able to convey for them the importance of us talking about the whole picture. Free said NASA would consider launching a different mission in December 2025 if necessary. We're holding all contractors to that December 25 date, he said. If there are big slips we've looked at, can we do other missions if a possibility exists there? So ultimately, this looks like removing the human race from planet Earth and relocating them on a foreign planet in space. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope to catch you on the next one.